the National Football League on EA Sports, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Raiders and the Saints, and it's coming up next.
From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Superdome in New Orleans. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Las Vegas Raiders and the New Orleans Saints. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. With me as always, Charles Davis. And Charles, we look at a matchup like this. It's really the running backs that may take center stage here today.
And in today's football, they're still valuable, not just as runners, but guys who can catch the ball as well. It's really the number of touches that determines things these days.
Kicker for the Saints, Will Lutz has it teed up, and here we go from New Orleans. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. And as the Raiders take over on offense, we get to see the man who has been the leader of this team for 9 seasons now, under center Derek Carr.
In the midst of a tumultuous 2021 season, the Las Vegas Raiders really turned to their quarterback, Derek Carr, to not only drive their offense, leading to career-high totals from the 8th-year passer and a nearly 5,000-yard season throwing the football, but also his leadership ability. He really grabbed that team and led them to the playoffs for the second time in his career while coming out in one of the toughest divisions in football.
Buying time to his left. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Carr going to throw. His throw incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Crowd getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10. Now Carr. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there that brings up 4th.
Nice job there forcing that incompletion. This is going to be a fun battle throughout this game, watching him try to take away that area of the field.
So on 4th down, here's A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. Back deep, a Louisiana native, Jarvis Landry. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They're led out by a 3-time Pro Bowler, owner of over 35,000 passing yards in 11 seasons, the veteran Andy Dalton.
And you'd think as a young QB there'd be some nerves leading an offense out to start a game, but haven't seen any sign of them right now. And speaking with him earlier this week, sensed that the pressure wouldn't get to him. He feels comfortable being the face of this offense and shouldering the expectations on game day, even if he doesn't quite have the years of experience other quarterbacks do.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and that will bring up second down.
Offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Looking to throw again on second down. Dalton. He'll find his tight end. It's Adam Troutman. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A first down there on a pickup to 25.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 38. Play action here with Dalton. Looking long for Thomas. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Throwing, Dalton. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They had a good chance to get the first points of the game on the board, but what a great job defensively, getting a hand in there, knocking it away, and preventing that first touchdown.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Dalton. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted, thrown back across his body. Anthony Averett picks it.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. Now first carry for the former Pro Bowler, Josh Jacobs. Room here to run. And all the way down to the 39. It's a big play there for Vegas. 56 yards on the ground. Josh Jacobs, boy, I tell you, he is a complete package. The power that he has to run through you, and then he's also got the speed to run away from you, as we saw there.
And that's why he's one of the best running backs in the game today, because this run combined all the elements. Started with patience, and he was just waiting for the right lane to materialize. Then once he saw it, he used his speed and escapability in tandem and turned this into a tremendous play.
On first down, Carr. He gets this to Davante Adams. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
A first down for Davante Adams in his first season with the Las Vegas Raiders. Over the previous 2 years in Green Bay, he led the NFL receptions and touchdowns, and he's building off of a 123-catch, 1,500-yard season. Now, of course, in Raiders black and silver instead of Packers green and gold.
Now a first carry for Brandon Bolden. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They go back to the ground, this time Jacobs. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18. Pretty good Good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr.
He'll get this underneath to Jacobs. And he is going to have the Raiders first down, as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up the first down.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Carr going to give it to Jacobs. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
It's 2nd and 7 from the 9.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's Las Vegas with the football. 1st and goal at the 1.
Jacobs will take this one in for a Vegas touchdown.
Well, we had the scoreless first quarter of play. We sure didn't have to wait long into the second quarter to get some action on the scoreboard.
So was the first quarter a feeling out process? I mean, that was an interesting quarter, wasn't it? Because we had some action, we had some good play, just didn't have any points. So now it's game on.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson.
And that makes it 7-zip Vegas.
So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Offensive line really didn't give him any room to maneuver on that play.
Things closed pretty quickly, didn't they? And how about the wrap-up at the end of that tackle? Left no doubt there would be no additional yardage to be found.
Second down, Dalton. Over the middle, into the hands of Michael Thomas. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First grab for Thomas. It's good for a first down as well.
Had to put that ball in there with a little extra zip, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, and that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra concentration for him, didn't it? Ball can get on you pretty quick in that manner, and he handled it well and picked up the first down.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that earns him a fresh set of downs.
offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And Dalton to throw. There's Chris Olave. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Two minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. They run, it's Kamara. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. Alvin Kamara unable to push past that yellow line. And the Raider D, they get the football back. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you pumped the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
Meanwhile, Carr's throw complete to Hollins.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Carr now on first down. Caught on the right side by Adams.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. From the gun, it's Carr. Going to throw right side here, complete.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
My goodness, they've come out locked in on this drive. Play calling, execution, they are fully in sync. 3 straight passes, 3 first downs. They're moving the ball downfield almost at will. This defense really struggling to find answers.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Again, it's Carr. And that's complete to Adams.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Throwing again on second down. Carr. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far and brings up third down.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Carr now to throw. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Carr going to go on 4th down. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Now Carr again. This is caught. Touchdown, Raiders.
Darren Waller with a touchdown grab from Derek Carr. And the Raiders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, no scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now 14-0. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all.
And it concludes with a touchdown reception by Darren Waller.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Taken in at the 3.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line. And the Saints going to go on offense one final time in this first half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. To the right side, and he's got Landry complete. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. From just shy of midfield, Dalton. Now they go screen. It's complete.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Dalton, 1st and 10. Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And that one will be no good. He never had it on line. It's well wide to the left, and this will remain a 2-touchdown game.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You've got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. So we come upon halftime with our score 14-0. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome everyone to our brand new studios here in downtown Orlando in the EA Sports Halftime Report. First up, though, a look at the next-gen stats for the Raiders in that first half. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the 3rd and 4th quarters. Meanwhile, for the Saints, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3.
Washington now brings this out.
And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. And the Saints set to go here to begin the 3rd quarter. And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this.
And it's a fumble. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Defensively, well done to jar that free. I'll tell you what, though, offensively, he's got to be lucky after the catch and the fumble that didn't go too far away from him.
And the way the football is shaped, it's not built to bounce true, is it? It can squirt in any direction and move in any way. He was so lucky. Thank his lucky stars, he was able to get that one back.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Dalton.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
All defense is worried that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
On second down, Kamara. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. So Dalton now. And that's going to be incomplete.
Offense was moving a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Glad to be in the great city of New Orleans, rolling along here in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 10. Dalton now to pass. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. To throw here, Dalton. And that will be incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing. All right, they didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
Following the made field goal, wants to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. On the return, here comes Amir Abdullah. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 24. He'll give it to Jacobs to start the drive. And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Shotgun now for Carr. It's caught here by Adams. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Carr looking looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And that is incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm is the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. When you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Dalton here from the gun. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. 3 quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the 4th quarter of play. Dalton. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. And again, Andy Dalton to throw. Tries the left side and finds Olave. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. That'll go for a gain of 7. And it'll be 4th down. He got out of bounds. That's a good thing, but still short of the 1st.
And now, since this brings up 4th down, the defensive play caller, grab your nerves, because now you don't want to be so amped up that you...
Josh McDaniels, he had his mind made up on that one. He disagrees, and he'll throw the challenge flag.
The previous play is under review.
Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because it didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So Josh McDaniels ends up winning that challenge. Smart decision to review it.
Big 4th down here. It's Dalton. Looking long for Thomas. He's got a man. Complete. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years. The arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And from where we sit, if you had told me that that ball was somehow going to get from point A to point B, I would have told you no way. I mean, that was an absolute cannon shot, and he still dropped it right on the money, too.
And that wound up traveling at even 58 yards in the air, according to Next Gen Stats.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Dalton operating in the red zone now. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, it should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. A 10th carry for Kamara. And he'll be tackled right on the 10, well short of the 1st down. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
Will Lutz now to try the New Orleans field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Lutz is good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
To kick it away.
Amir Abdullah going to take it out of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field.
Their lead back down to 1 score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10.
That's complete to Bolden. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
Delay of game, offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still 2nd down.
So the delay of game penalty moves it back 5. That makes it 2nd and 10. Here's Carr to throw. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. Brings up 3rd down.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. To throw his Carr. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
Here's A.J. Cole now, standing just outside his own goal line. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. Dalton and the offense now. Down by 8, 2:06 to play. They'll have 1 play, maybe 2, before the 2-minute warning as they've got a first down. Play action now, Dalton. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
So he stopped for no gain, and that'll make it second down. Not good. They didn't move the football an inch, and precious time ticking off the clock. Dalton saying, let's get going here, guys, as he rallies them to get set. Dalton. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball has been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
Now Dalton.
That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards.
Well, they certainly have their share of troubles running the football with this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Here's Dalton.
Over the middle into the hands of Michael Thomas.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
All right, let's just put it on the table real quick here. This is 2-minute drill. You got to know they're looking for their #1 receiver.
Yeah, you think they'd be ready for that? That time they weren't. And we've reached the 1-minute mark in this game. Big spot, Andy Dalton. That's complete to his running back, Kamara.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Nothing open downfield, they went underneath.
Yeah, see if you can get it to your running back, see if you can make someone miss in the open field.
Clock rolling here, about to hit 30 seconds. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11.
All right, here's Dalton. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. The protection really holding up that time. That's what you want in the 2-minute drill, but the coverage equally as good.
Yeah, I'd say it's protection both sides, right? Get it for the quarterback, make sure he had time to throw the football, and he did. Plenty of time, but nowhere to go with it downfield. So the coverage, as you noted, terrific.
So now Dalton. They still can't get it. And this is caught. He's got it for a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, it's all going to come down to a 2-point conversion.
We'll break down the touchdown later. This 2-point conversion time. Go to your script, pick your play, and go for it.
Dalton wants to throw. And they don't get it. It's incomplete. They got the touchdown, could not, however, get the 2-point conversion to cap it, and they're still down by a pair. So looking at this situation, you should have time for the onside kick and then at least one play. And it's the Raiders that'll come up with it. And that will put victory in sight for the silver and black. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
The Raiders likely going to get out of this with a victory as they take a knee. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Carr down to a knee, and that ought to just about do it. So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.